has come totally around. It isn't as if there's, she's this perfect woman or anything, but in fact, she's recovered unbelievably well over the years.
And she had a lot of beautiful, nurturing input.
Right. I mean, we did, when you look back, I wish I knew at the time about meditation and stuff that I do now. But we did, an awful lot of right things when I look back.
So are the techniques for helping anxiety and helping people relax, are they very different for children and adults?
Well, to be honest with you, right now the research on children isn't that good yet, so we don't really know that.
Okay.
But a lot of people, especially out of some of the California schools, have been experimenting with this for quite a few years now. And, so we're getting better and better results. We have better information on the research with, for instance, Buddhist monks.
Right.
And than we do with children in schools.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's that phenomenon is mindfulness and meditation in schools is almost revolutionary right now, going on in schools all over the United States. And because I travel and run workshops on this, I hear it, on a regular basis, what teachers are doing. And I kind of believe it's going to be a different world. That's how cultures change.
Yes. Right.
You never quite know what the final status will be, but I see it happening in religious circles. Mm-hmm. I see it happening in psychotherapy,
mm-hmm.
and I certainly see it happening big time in American education. So,
wow, this is very optimistic, Dr. Mark.
I was just invited to go to Buffalo, New York, and to train the whole faculty of a school on mindfulness. So, I mean, it definitely is, it's definitely happening. And, of course, the only reason it can happen is because people have done some research, and we now know that it's probably one of the better ways people dealing with anxiety and depression.
So I know that I was lucky enough to be an adult in your seminar on mindfulness, and that's how you and I met, and I invited you on Just Relationships. And can you tell people what would be, say, one or two really simple techniques?
Well, mindfulness basically is living in the present rather than the future or the past.
Mm-hmm.
You just live for this moment. And one of the things we've learned when we teach people that when you meditate and attend to a stimulus of some kind, a mantra,
mm-hmm.
Words from Scripture, whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
then over time you live more in the present. And you don't worry so much about what's going to happen tomorrow. All your mental attention is on whatever you're doing at this moment. And that calms down the limbic system of the brain, which is a part of the brain that regulates drives, that's involved in arousal.
Mm-hmm.
And we tie in all kind of anxiety circuits to that system. So many people that I know, almost everything that happens around them triggers some anxiety as if it's going to be the end of the world, where in fact, if they just paid attention to what they were doing right now, they wouldn't even be thinking about what somebody else is thinking or what's going to happen tomorrow. It would just be for now. And that's terribly calming to that limbic system. In fact, the basic research on meditation is that what meditation does, it calms down that emotional part of the brain so that you can attend better, you see more, you hear more, and as a result, your thinking becomes clearer. I ride a bicycle every day and meditate.
Mm-hmm. You meditate
and
while
I've done this for many, many years. And right when I get done, is when I do my writing.
Oh.
Sometimes later in the day, I will read something I wrote and be surprised how well it's written.
Oh, wow.
And is this really what it is I just am in a clearer mind when I finish that bike riding meditation. And so when I look at it later, it looks like it's not even mine.
My goodness.
But industry has found that out.
Mm-hmm.
And now there are a lot of bigger industries who have meditation rooms, and it's because they find out if they allow their employees to meditate for 20, 30 minutes a day, they actually perform better. They think clearer.
Right.
And so that movement is also happening culturally.
Right. So is this a stationary bicycle, Dr. Mark, or?
No, I ride outside.
Oh, you ride outside. So even when you're riding outside with all the distractions and maybe even cars around, you're still meditative.
What happens is it calms down that limbic system, and so you only see what's right in front of you as you ride. Mm-hmm. As you're repeating some kind of mantra, stimulus word, etc. Now, if something comes too close or a car backs out on me, then obviously, it wakens up that part of my brain.
Yes.
And I still can, not get hit. But the truth is, when you finish doing that, you feel so good.
Right.
Because it produces natural opiates in the brain.
Yes.
Which actually stop pain in the brain. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so even people with pain disorders do better when they practice meditation.
Yes. My goodness. And I remember so well the exercise you gave us where you really just asked us, I think you timed us all of 2-3 minutes or something, and asked us not to do anything but simply breathe. I think you did recommend we use a mantra of our preference. And I just love that experiment. It was so simple to just do nothing but breathe, and it was amazingly powerful.
Yes, see the thing, until people try it, you don't know how powerful it is.
Yes,
and it can make a total difference in your life.
Right.
I like to think I was always kind of a calm kid. But I'm clearly a very calm and easygoing adult.
You are.
Because I've been doing this
for
years.
Yes, I see. So you started out with some healthy attachment, and you had a temperament that was calm, and then practicing your mindfulness and meditation all these years.
Right.
You not only show it, but you obviously feel it.
Well, it's kind of my gospel. It's my message to the world.
Yes.
If you want to be happier, live in the present moment and practice meditation, because that'll increase that ability to do that.
So something very personal, Dr. Mark and Dr. Mark Beischel, author of Calming the Brain Through Mindfulness and Christian Meditation, and we are Just Relationships, WHPC, 90, Mindful times 3, 90.3. I want you to know that I have studied and practiced this for so long that I live very much in present time, and when I'm with people, and what I'm not, I may be thinking about what I'm doing, but when I'm with people, I tend to go into repose and just be very present to them. And I'm always a little surprised when people say, "So, what's new?" And I get startled because I am so in present time, and I've done so many interesting things in, say, the last week or two, because I am blessed with a very good and interesting life. And it's a whole other mindset to tell a story about what I did in the past. Are you following my point?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually feel at a disadvantage that I have so many things I could talk about, but it's not my inclination because I'm in the present moment.
I find I talk less than I used to.
Right.
I'm more content at being there.
Right.
And when people are really anxious, they talk a lot.
That's so true.
And so the truth is, if you're not so anxious, it's just all right to be with somebody.
It is all right just to be, but then I think I feel a little guilty sometimes because I draw people out and I help them talk, and then I don't really, I feel I don't contribute much myself other than being a good listener. So I have to figure...
But maybe that's more than important than talking.
Oh, I hear you, Dr. Mark. And the good news for everyone is that Dr. Mark Beischel is coming back next week, and he is going to be talking to us about anger control, the brain, and mindfulness. So I'll speak to you next week, Dr. Mark Beischel. And this is Dr. Duffy Spencer saying goodbye for now and wishing you great relationships.